Ohio. Spawn, formerly out of Nebraska. You folks sitting around the racetrack, you listen to me on 87.9. Flash your headlights, let me know you can hear me. You're listening on 87.9. Off turn number 4. Bill Jackson going to wave the green flag, and here we go. 28 car is going to get past right here to the start-finish line. Tom Spano wasted no time jumping into second. Spano's racing this race, and he's racing the clone medium race right after this. Evan C. out front. Spano second. Again, it's 20 laps, and we'll stop them to refuel them. Now your second place car is Spano. Gets a little hung up with that lap cart. That cost him a little time at Evan C. driving away from the field. They ran a 15.404 the last time around. That machine is hooked to the ground. We don't have an official speed, but I'd say a couple years into this thing, we had a highway patrolman actually come here and clock these cars with a radar gun. At the end of the back straightaway, they were running 101 mile an hour that night. If you ever watch drag racing on TV, it's kind of like those top fuel cars. They run 330 mile an hour. They don't race but a quarter of a mile. These things carry a lot of speed, but it takes a lot of brakes to get them slowed down to get through the corners once they get to the third turn and the first turn. A lot different than the clones where they're running nearly the same speed all the way around here. These cars carry so much straightaway speed. Sometimes you'll even see the brake rotor start to glow and cherry red on these things where these guys are riding the brakes. The last time by, the lead was .17. This time, Spano's cut it down to 1.6. That 66 car trying to close in a little bit on your leader.
The 42's not picking up, so he's not on the screen, but he's actually behind that number 9.
Which one?
Here. Yeah, he's right behind.
Probably the biggest surprise of the race, the 28 car, who was one of the early favorites to win this thing, fell all the way back to 6th position. But the race is between Evan C., Tom Spano, and Terry Hollifield, Andrew Truitt, and that 9 car at 4th. That's 10 laps complete.
11 on 33 right now.
11 laps on the 33 of Evan C. C has stretched that lead out now to 3.5 seconds. Former Unlimited All-Star National Champion, Evan C.
Yes, sir.
5 laps to go to the break. 5 laps to go to the break. Lead now up to nearly 4 seconds of Spano. Hollifield the only two carts in the lead lap. Truett has won a lap down in the non-machine. Connor Carell in that 28, who was suspected to be one of the favorites in this thing, now a couple laps down. C, running an engine that his grandfather, Henry C., actually had built many, many, many years ago. This thing had been up on the shelf, hadn't been running years. They got it down, went through it, freshened it up. And here is your competition caution coming out right here. There's your competition caution. We'll stop these carts right down here at the end of the front straightaway. They'll refuel them, and afterwards, a 10-lap dash to the finish. And here's your official running order as it stands. 4 carts in the lead lap. It's going to be Evan C., your leader, in the 33. Tom Spall, now they're saying not. Going to bring him around here one time. The last 10 laps of the Fred Jackson Memorial coming up. Slow and easy start down the back straightaway. Evan C. going to lead them to the green. Terry Brickman on the flag stand. It's down to 4 carts racing for the win. 4 carts still on the lead lap. Spano looks down the inside. Tom Spano took a peek to the inside. Evan C. knew he was there too. Evan C. with a big jump off of turn number 2 down the back chute. Is C. Spano, Hollifield, and Doug Steerley from Pennsylvania. The 4 cars that are on the lead lap front straightaway. Evan C. out front. They're side by side for 3rd and 4th position. Steerley down the inside of Hall. Oh, and they get together. Around goes Steerley into the infield. And we got caution on the speedway. Your 2nd and 3rd place cars come together off of turn number 2. And Steerley came up on the short end of the stick. He ends up in the infield. Another cart gathered up on the back straightaway. I can't see the number on that one from my vantage point. But we do have caution. All right, here we go. Coming to green. There's your green flag. And we got to finish. Tough break for Spano. His left hand up in the air in the 66 cart. Problems on your 2nd place machine, and that may make this easy pickings for Evan C. as they exit turn down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Steerley 2nd, Hollifield 3rd, but a tough break for Nebraska's Tom Spano. You'll see him here to start finish line, his hand up in the air. Is that cart evidently breaking something? The engine's still running, but something wrong with it. Now Steerley comes to 2nd. The 42 cart out of Bill Meacham's Paint and Drywall moves up into the 2nd position. And we'd like to thank Meacham's Paint and Drywall for being one of the sponsors of this race this weekend, along with Ultramax Racing Chassis, Tony's Bumpers, and here is your halfway sign with meaning 5 laps to go in this last 10-lap dash. Speeds approaching 100 miles an hour at the end of the straightaway. As I said, we had the highway patrol here years ago to clock these same cars in this race. 101 mile an hour was what they got them at that day. I believe that was Mad Hope actually that ran that. A lot of you folks remember the Filbert Flash Mad Hope. I believe it was Mad Hope that ran 101 mile an hour. Coming down to 2 to go for Evan C., the youngest of the 2 C brothers, him and his brother Austin, his wife Deborah, and his dad Chris, and his grandfather Henry, who originally built that engine. If he can hold on for a couple more laps, Henry C. is going to be a proud man when they get home tonight with that trophy check to show Granddad what they accomplished with that engine he built. White flag in the air from Terry Brigman, Big T on the flag stand. And down the back chute for the final time, Greenville, South Carolina. There's your checkered flag in the air, and that right hand high in the air picks up the win. Great run by Pennsylvania's Doug Stearley. Hollifield comes home in the 3rd position. Andrew Truitt is 4th. And Ohio's Connor Carell finishes in the 5th spot. All right, we're going to go down on the front straightaway and see.
They need clone mediums.
Clone mediums, we need you in the grid.